So for someone starting out in writing, do you have what advice can you offer a new aspiring writer today?
Yeah, this is I take this serious. So when you ask me this, like, I'm not sure that anybody's actually asked me this yet. So I'm new to the journey. I've been talking about writing for a long time, but you don't actually really get to give advice to new writers until you actually have a book out. So this is also part of the first. I have my own experience to draw from, but I actually have 9 years of sitting in the chair, and you have to respect the dream, and what that look like, it is a big deal. So again, the patience, knowing what success is for you. That's not always the end game, the book published end game. You got to have some successes along the way. Jump into the learning full force, because the learning is where the promotion comes from. You have to learn in order to get there. And so if you're on a really slow learning pace, you're going to be on a really slow to publication pace. That's just the way it goes. That know what fills you back up. I just talked about that. Know what your inflow is, because you will get empty. I don't necessarily believe in writer's block, but I do think creatives can run dry, and you only can give out of your surplus. So filling yourself up is important. Write what you love. I hit that. And then this one is my hugest one. Physically, live balanced. Do not guard your health. Guard your health. Guard your health. Because being a writer is very sedentary. And if you go in the deep end, like most of us have, if we're getting to this point, the temptation to be in that chair in front of that screen too much to sabotage your sleep. It's one thing to have a once a year or twice a year event where you're up late and you're fixing a deadline, chasing a deadline or something. But I know people who have stayed up and sabotaged their sleep so many times that they've shut down their immune system and almost died as a writer. It has been a casualty to their health. Lots of back, elbows, eyes, weight gain. That is like, I know that's not a nice topic to hit, but I say guard your health. It is as important. It is the primary tool of your vocation. So you have to. Lots of people are trying to figure out how to get activity in. They get away from their screen. They dictate. They stand, and they're dictating with their text to speech apps on their phone. So it's not expensive anymore. It's a mess, but it can be done. And walking compute desks, stand-up desks, all those kinds of things. Right. 100% include them in your routine. Yeah. So that's my best advice. The live balanced thing, where and actually along with that healthy balance is also, I would say, guard against the feast and famine mentality, where you go so far underground that you're completely disconnected from your family, your real life people. You go so into the internet land of friends and family, social, writer friend and community, that you disconnect with your in-person community. I mean, there's a balance there. And that's usually a time management thing too, which you have to find what works for you. But at the same time, you don't want to miss 6 months at a time, 3 months at a time, and then come back up for air. It's too hard on the real life, and it'll sabotage your health and your mental well-being at some point.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Health is everything. And, balance, it's like, what's important in life. It's like, I want to spend time with my family. I'm not going to sacrifice my family.
Right.
And so it's hard. Some things that do get sacrificed is when I'm on deadline. Right. Like I just recently was, I'll push the housework aside. Maybe we'll go out and get some takeout dinners instead of cooking every night, or something like that, or I'll have my husband or my daughter, bring dinner home,
Right.
Of course you can't do that all the time, but certain times like deadline week, you've got to make allowances like that. But yeah, health is everything. It's absolutely everything for a sustained career.
Right. So. And I think giving the house a boundary is a big deal. So, sometimes I'm not a total intensely neat, detailed germaphobe person, but I'm also not a messy person. I'm like in that happy in between land. But the house has to be given a boundary, because it will take and take and take. Like, it's always asking you to do something else, and so sometimes I would actually have to give it an amount of time. And like, literally, like if you were going to go to your job and you're going to open your email and you're going to spend 30 minutes on your email, like if you're going to spend 30 minutes cleaning your house and that's all you got, turn on the music, sister, and get her done. You know, like go in there and get it done. And it's the same with the meal plan. If you know you've got a big, heavy, if you want to go into a heavy create season or a heavy edit season, go do it from the meal plan out. So you're ready to go for it. Like get ahead of it instead of chasing it. And that actually reminds me of one other piece of advice. This was something that I stumbled on. I want to maybe even say the Lord helped me with this because it didn't come from me. And that was, you get told from the beginning, build your platform, all this stuff, social media, blah, blah, blah. And it takes time. Then once you know about craft and you have your first project, the first project that you're writing is the most fun because you don't have editing at any point at that point. You're free writing with zero editing and it's the best. Enjoy that journey, ride that boat, baby, you know? And, but once you have one completed work, you're in edit zone. You are in the land of editing. Editing and creating they're not friends. They don't play well together. You have to give it different amounts of headspace and commitment, because if you try to go from editing to creating, you'll be mean to yourself. Your brain you'll find insecurity there faster than anything. And then you have your creative time where you're actually making new content. And of course, and he told me that it was like, I have 2 daughters and it's like a braid. When you're braiding their hair, you divide their hair into 3 equal fatnesses. So when you do the marketing, the editing, and the creating, you want to make them have the equal opportunity. You want them to be three healthy chunks. So you're not completely avoiding platform building until the end. And so it's a scrawny little strand of hair that has nothing to it. You're not spending so much time editing. I know people who will edit the same book for 10 years and they never actually get into creating again. So then they've missed that chance to grow and get better from the actual creative side of it. And so to be able to live, that's a balance thing too, but to actually make sure that you're rotating. Sometimes it's a heavy edit season. That's fine. You go into it, but you have to make sure to come back to the create season and even to the marketing season. Marketing is what I call it, but in my head, it's platform. It's all of it. You know, the newsletter, all the getting your picture taken, all of that stuff lumps into the one category for me, you know, like, all right.
So
I got a lot there. I'm full. So.
Yeah, we also have, to learn the writing side and then the business side, the marketing side. I mean, being a writer takes many hats,
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Cara Grandle, for coming on to Aspiring Writer Academy today. And we wish you the best of success with your writing career. And anyone who's watching, if you want to get her book, it's The Rock. Right here, available on all publishing platforms here. And so thank you so much.
Yes, respect the dream. Have fun, people. Enjoy it, because it's a super fun vocation. It's really, really fun. Thank you, Darlene.
Thank you for coming.